Ergo_Corvus says light the lamp not the rat, light the lamp not the rat.
Bah! Humbug! That's what I have to say. Bah!
Oh, no.
Humbug!
Well, Grezy, you're going to be visited by 3 ghosts tonight.
Oh, are they at least all Muppets?
Yes?
Yay!
I had to think about it for a second because I was like, okay, yeah, all the ghosts are Muppets, yeah.
Spoiler alert. All the ghosts in this movie are Muppets. Muppets. But you know who we are? You know I'm Grezy, and apparently I am Scrooge now. Not really. I'm dropping that bit. We're done with that bit.
And I'm Ergo Corvus.
Yeah!
And I'm Charles Dickens? I don't know.
We're dropping that bit. We're dropping that bit. That bit has been dropped on the floor.
We're not playing roles like the Muppets characters are in this movie.
See, good segue. Good segue.
Which is the Muppet Christmas Carol from 1992.
Ooh.
It is a 90s movie. It is an early 90s movie.
It is indeed.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say, I always remember it as the Muppets Christmas Carol, like with an apostrophe S, but it's just the Muppet Christmas Carol.
You know...
Because I guess Muppet is an adjective in that.
Yeah, I guess so.
It is the Muppet Christmas Carol.
I also thought the same thing. I always just refer to, oh yeah, the Muppets Christmas Carol. Like, you know.
Like it belonging to the Muppets.
Honestly, when I say it, I'm not even sure if there's an apostrophe in that thing. You know what? There are multiple Muppets in this movie.
That also, yeah.
Yeah, geez, movie. Yeah, there's more than one Muppet in this.
Yep. We watch this basically every December.
We do.
At this point, I think.
We do. And, you know, I do have to say, I find it funny that Halloween... And we're not super Halloween-y people. Like, we like Halloween, but, like, well, we really never really decorate much just for really any holiday. But less so for Halloween than, like, Christmas. But we still did, like, at least maybe 4 or 3 Halloween movies for the podcast, and we're only doing one for Christmas.
Yeah.
But man, what a one we could choose, because like you said, this is a classic, not just for the world but for us, because we do watch it every year. It is our Christmas staple. We, no matter what, as much as I love like the Grinch, you know, that's not a 90s, well, yeah, the cartoon I don't even think is 90s either. I don't know, I don't have the date in front of me.
That's much.
Yeah, that's much earlier, I think.
Like 60s, 70s.
But yeah, like, we enjoy a lot of different Christmas movies, like, you know, the Jim Carrey Grinch movie. We also really like, or at least I really like, Elf. I don't know if I've ever asked you if you like Elf.
I thought it was fine.
I really enjoy Elf. I think it's a fun movie. But
Elf isn't 90s, right? That's 2000s.
No. Yeah, that was in the 2000s something. But this movie, no matter what else we happen to watch during the holiday season, this always goes on. Always. 100%.
Yeah.
Every single year. That, like, I think that we've been together. Well, maybe not together. You know,
maybe not the first couple.
Yeah, not the first couple of years. But once we started, once we started making like traditions for ourselves, this one became like one of the ones very quickly, very early on. Yeah,
and I'm somebody who doesn't like to watch movies that I've already seen.
That is true.
Because I always want something new. But I do enjoy watching this every year.
Yep.
I think it's also because, and I think it's like a Muppets thing too, is it's like very dense. Like there's so many Muppets on the screen all the time. There's just stuff always happening, and so you can always kind of be like, see something that you either haven't noticed before or that you just don't remember, just because there's so much going on most of the time.
Actually, to that point, wasn't there something I said when we were watching it for this? Wasn't there something there I went, oh my gosh, I don't think I noticed that before? Do you remember that? I feel
can't
like
remember.
I said that.
Or was it like a line that because there's also, this is one of those movies where there's a lot of like kind of background, like people just saying things in the background.
I think it was a background thing.
Was it at the end of the introduction song when the song ends and they do the kind of, you know, Beauty and the Beast thing where they're like, oh, we weren't singing, and they all like, didn't they like say something weird?
It probably was that. I feel bad now. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
But I do think it was something in the beginning around that section.
Somebody just like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. I don't know, something weird, just in the middle of the crowd.
Yeah, because I was like, man, did you hear that? Like, I feel like that is something that I did say. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. This is one of those movies where it's a feast for the eyes. There's just so much to see. There's so much to hear. It's a feast for the ears.
So
you know?
what's wrong with taking the back streets?
What?
You almost said the lines to All Star. So much to do, so much to see.
Oh. I didn't even realize. I was in Muppet mode. I didn't even realize. That's really
Muppet
funny.
mode.
Muppet mode.
Sir, engaging Muppet mode.
That's so fucking cool. I want to do that.
Going Muppet mode, and then you just turn into a Muppet.
Yeah! The cool stuff you could do. Oh my gosh. It kind of makes me think of in the Muppet movie that they did, the 2011 version, I think it is, where they have the song, Am I a Muppet or a Man? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. The kid, he has like the Muppet version of himself.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I just really like the Muppets.
Right? They're fun.
They are.
They're funny.
They are so fun and funny. The Muppet Show itself is really fun and funny. Also, I don't know if I'm wrong about this, but I feel like I saw somewhere on my social media feed, like one of those things, that there's like more Muppet stuff coming out. Like,
I mean, yeah, aren't they kind of always?
well, like like the show.
It's owned by Disney, so.
Well, yeah, but Disney doesn't really do anything with them. Like, rarely.
I mean, there was that Muppet TV show where it was like behind the scenes or whatever.
Are you talking about the weird reality TV show one? Where,
I guess.
Or I don't know if it was a reality TV show, but it was like, yeah, Kermit and Piggy got like divorced or something. Or they broke up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I think a lot of people didn't really like that, but I don't know.
Was that Muppets Now?
Oh, I don't know.
No, that's a new thing. I don't.
Oh, that's
that's an improv comedy thing. Okay, the Muppets Mayhem was 2023. I don't know. That's the most recent thing. There was a reboot of Muppet Babies in 2018.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes.
Oh, wait, I think I did actually know that. It was like CG or something.
But yeah, I don't know.
Because
I don't see upcoming things.
the reason I say it is I think it was like an episode of The Muppet Show. Because they were like, oh, this person's going to guest star on The Muppet Show. And I was like, The Muppet Show? Like, that ended. So, I don't know. I could be talking out of my butt here. Don't worry about it. It's probably nothing. I don't know. All I know is I do like The Muppets. And so at first when I saw that on my timeline, I was like, oh, new Muppet content maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised. Or did they? Or like after well, we're kind of getting off track on the movie, but whatever, it's fine.
We do this every episode. If you expect anything different, where are you?
After that, was it just called The Muppets Movie? What was it? The popular one.
Wait, you're talking about the one with Jason Segel?
Yeah.
I think it is just the
Muppets.
Yeah,
just
the Muppets. Yeah, that's why I usually call it the 2011 version.
Yeah, the 2011 movie. I'm surprised. After that movie, they made like a sequel to it, The Muppets Most Wanted, I guess. Mm-hmm. Which I never watched. I don't remember if you did.
I watched it with my friend, and it was fine. I did like the joke that they put in there where they said the sequels are never as good as the original. So like they already were clowning on themselves. They're like, no, we know this one's probably not going to be as good as the first one. And they were right. It wasn't as good as the first one.
And I'm just surprised that after... You know, as far as I'm concerned, let me check. We're talking about a completely different movie. That's fine. Yeah, that movie was pretty successful and pretty well regarded. And
I think I saw it twice actually.
And because the whole plot of the movie is getting the Muppets back together and basically putting on another episode of the Muppet Show. Why didn't they bring back the Muppet Show?
Yeah,
like that seems like such an obvious decision.
That's like a perfect segue.
Bring back the Muppet Show in its format, having a variety show. You have celebrity guests on. It seems like an easy
no-brainer.
And they just didn't do that. Instead, they did like a parody of The Office.
Yeah,
that's the one you were talking about, where it's it's and it's like kind of weirdly cynical and whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Miss Piggy and Kermit are divorced and whatever.
Yeah, which is why I think people didn't like it. Not necessarily because they were divorced.
But it just felt like...
yeah, it's very cynical.
It felt weird for the characters, because it's like, why are you doing this with these, basically... cartoonish characters? Like, I don't know. I mean, I can understand wanting to do like a fresh take or whatever, but it seems like he would do that in addition to maybe bringing back a more traditional portrayal of them. Yeah, instead of
like maybe make it a part of the.
It's like that Velma show where it was completely separate from the tone of any other.
Did I ever
Scooby-Doo
tell you
thing.
that one of my coworkers actually really loved that show? I was shocked.
Good for them, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, what? Because they tried recommending it to me, and I went, oh, no, like, it's good, like, whatever. I was like, no, I hate that show. Look in my head.
But I think we could talk forever about the Muppets being a, like... underused franchise, because the thing we constantly talk about, to get back to this movie, is this is an adaptation of the classic novel Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, just with the Muppets there, and they're being silly and stuff, but it still pretty much follows the plot of Christmas Carol. And there is another movie, which we will probably do another episode on later, so we don't need to talk about it too much specifically, of Muppet Treasure Island, which again is an adaptation of a classic novel. It's Treasure Island,
my other favorite Muppet movie.
And then they just made those two, and we what?
They also made The Wizard of Oz. We never saw that one though, but that's because it's not that good.
Wait, what?
You didn't know that?
I mean, it never came out?
No, I did it. Lindsay Ellis talked about it in she did her like loose canon thing on the Wicked Witch of the West. That's how I found out about it.
That's not on the list of movies.
Should be a movie, because I do remember, because she said she hated that.
The next thing after Muppet Treasure Island is Muppets from Space.
I did see it come up when you initially had it on your wiki. Hang on, is this the same wiki you're on?
Was it a TV movie?
Maybe it was a TV movie.
Oh, Muppets Wizard of Oz 2005.
There it is, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I guess
it was a television movie.
They did try it again, but it was only on TV. Okay.
And apparently it wasn't very good. Yeah, that's what... I remember Lindsay was complaining about it. So I don't know if that's why they didn't do more, but...
All right.
Yeah.
But that also was many years after... Because Muppet Treasure Island is 1996, and that Wizard of Oz one is like 2006, so basically 10 years later.
Oh, wow.
They didn't do any other ones. So, but we constantly talk about it. I think it's become almost like a meme, or it was for a while, of like... Take a classic novel, adapt it into a Muppets thing.
Yeah.
Figure out which characters in the novel are the Muppets gonna play, etc. And it's just like, it seems like that would have been like a no-brainer, but I guess apparently, I think this one, The Christmas Carol, was fairly successful.
Yes.
But then I think the problem is that then when they did Treasure Island, I think that one was not as successful.
Was Treasure Island really not as successful?
I think so, or at least, it went down, and so of course they're like, oh no, the line can't go down, it can only go up.
We only need it to go up.
We can't make less money. Actually, this one also was not that successful.
Which is crazy, because everyone loves this one. Like the Christmas Carol one, everyone always talks about it, for obvious reasons, because it's really good.
Yeah, it's obviously...
You see, it is kind of weird that people are kind of like that with the Muppets, I've noticed, with some of the stuff that they've come out with, where... people will, like, some of Jim's works just in general, like, say, for instance, The Dark Crystal and, like, Labyrinth, they didn't do very well in the beginning.
At the time. Then people look back, they're just
classic later. Except for Dark Crystal.
I
will say, with Dark Crystal, I do feel like that one's really niche. Not a lot of people really do, like, it's not like
that
Labyrinth.
One did get... No, but Dark Crystal, remember, they made a TV show.
Oh, that is true.
A few years ago.
That is true. I guess it does have more of a cult following.
It does have a cult following.
Whenever I think of the cult following, though, I always do think back to Labyrinth.
Labyrinth also, yeah.
That one exploded in popularity after.
People love that movie now.
They do, and which I feel really bad for Jim, because like he was heartbroken. I think with those, because he worked so hard on those movies. He put a lot into it because he didn't want to just be that was always like a struggle for him. He didn't want to just be the Muppet Man, or like he didn't want it to be kids' TV stuff, and then that's why the Muppet Show like it started out with that running title that he really was banking on, you know, Muppet Sex and Violence, because he wanted people to know this is not a kid show. This is not a kid show. And I'm glad that title did not stick. I'm really glad they pushed back on that. We're like, don't do that. And then when the Muppet Show finally became a thing, you know, people really liked it. I liked that Jim did end it on his terms, which I guess is a reason why I am kind of glad that Disney didn't try to run it into the ground by doing more of it. But to that point, I did also say just a few minutes ago that I was like, oh, new Muppet content? I would love to see more Muppet content, but I also am wary about it because I know what corporations like Disney can do. Like, they don't have a lot of love for this. I don't think they do, personally. I don't think they have a lot of love for it. But going back on what we were talking about in regards to us talking about them making movies like this, you know, where they adapt a novel or like a pre-existing like form of media, we often do bring that up with Disney movies, because like I know you and I have had that conversation.
Oh yeah, we've said, hey, Disney, instead of doing the really bad live action remakes, do Muppet remakes. Yeah! I mean, even then they would be live action. Then do Muppet, you know, Beauty and the Beast, Muppet Little Mermaid, Muppet whatever. Like, that would be funny.
That would be so good. I would love that. I would watch those.
Yeah.
And I was actually in the middle of trying to Google something. Because another adaptation that we've talked about before was Princess Bride. And there's this person,
Princess Bride.
Yeah, there's this person that I saw on Instagram who did this really good, maybe you can look it up faster than me, I don't know, but they did this really good a mock-up of that where they like drew the Muppet characters in the scene, and they're like, oh yeah, this character is this character, this character is this one, and I'm like, oh, now I really want it. Like, I need it. You should go look that up. Look up Princess Bride Muppets and I'm sure you'll find it. But yeah, what were you gonna say though?
I was going to say also, one of the reasons that I think maybe this movie and the Treasure Island one still kind of have the feel of the Muppets is that they were written by Jerry Jewell, who was the writer for the Muppets basically from the Muppet Show through all the movies, or most of the movies. Not some of them, it looks like some other people did some of them, but then he came back for Muppet Christmas Carol, Muppet Treasure Island, and so it's like, that's probably why it still has that Muppets feel to it, and then maybe later ones didn't really. I don't know. I mean, I think the Jason Segel one was pretty good.
I really like that.
Again, probably because that was basically like a passion project from Jason Segel, right? Because
I believe it was, because he really liked the Muppets and he wanted to do it.
It was a Ryan Reynolds doing Deadpool kind of situation where it's just like, I want to make this.
I want to make this so bad. Like, yeah, you'll know I'll get famous one day if you suddenly start seeing Yu Yu Hakusho content like exploding. Like, oh, here's this movie or whatever.
Yeah, you'll know you have a lot of money if it's like, oh, they're gonna make a new season of Yu Yu Hakusho where they adapt all the stuff from the manga that wasn't in the anime.
I just want some OVAs. That's all I'm asking for. Come on. Anyway. Oh goodness.
We should probably talk about this movie.
I suppose.
we're talking about the Muppets in general.
We should, because oh man, we already talked about how we like this movie, but why do we like this movie, Ergo? Besides it being a feast for the ears and the eyes, or I guess maybe expanding on that. Why is it such a feast for the ears and the eyes? You know, why do we love it? I will start by saying I do love the jokes in this movie.
Yes, it's so funny.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Rizzo kills me.
Yeah, Gonzo and Rizzo, having Gonzo and Rizzo as like the narrators is like the perfect twist to this. The Oliver twist, that'd be different.
Yeah, but Oliver twist. When is that coming
out? Like just that scene where they're like jumping over a fence or whatever, and then Rizzo like jumps off the top of the fence.
Yes.
And first, like, it's so good because they do like kind of the multiple punchlines in a row, because it's like, he's like, oh yeah, I'll catch you, and then he totally misses, doesn't catch him, and then Rizzo gets up and he's like, oh, I left my jelly beans on the other side of the fence, and he just squeezes between the bars and gets it, and then comes back, and he's like, you could fit through the bars? And he's like, yeah, so what?
He's like, you're a moron, and then he like walks, he's like, what? What? It's like, oh my gosh, Rizzo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just play off each other really well. I like in the beginning, like when Gonzo is introducing himself as Charles Dickens. He's like, "You're not Charles Dickens," and he's like, "Yeah, I am. I know this story like the back of my hand." And he's like, "Oh yeah, prove it." And he's like, "Okay, on the back
shows
of my
him
hand,
the back of his
here's
hand.
So like a spot, like a scar from when I was like playing a game. I can't remember exactly what he said.
Your hand, the story."
And then he just launches into the story. It's like perfect. Chef's kiss, Swedish chef's kiss, so good. The whole like the dynamic between Rizzo and Gonzo, I think, really does make this movie extra special. It's really good. It's really funny as a result.
Because it's
also like heartfelt though. It's not just funny. It's just
because it's also just a straight up adaptation of the Christmas Carol.
Yeah, and the Muppets do a good job doing that. Like Kermit is great as Bob Cratchit. The whole thing with him and Tiny Tim, with Robin the Frog, like it's so good. It's just so good. And them all together, and you're sad because Robin's like, and you're like, no, Robin, no, no, Tiny Tim. Oh gosh. It's just, it works. Yeah. It works.
And then also because of the main non-Muppet person, Michael Caine as Scrooge.
Yes.
Just completely nails it. Like
he really does. He really does. It was a great performance.
He's just there, just giving like a totally serious, like they're just doing a normal version of it. Basically,
he's not pulling any. He's not pulling any punches. He's not, holding back. There's no like subpar acting because like, I'm just in this movie, just Muppet movie. Like he takes it really seriously, and I'm glad for that because it worked really well.
So I'm trying to remember. Was there? Yeah, okay. Henson later offered the role to Michael Caine, who replied, "I'm going to play this movie like I'm working with the Royal Shakespeare Company. I will never wink. I will never do anything Muppety. I am going to play Scrooge as if it is an utterly dramatic role and there are no Muppets around me."
I like that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he did that. I'm glad. Like, I feel like it would have been weird otherwise if he didn't act the way he should act as Scrooge, because like you said, this is also just a really good, faithful adaptation of the Christmas Carol story. Like it just is, and I think that's part of why it works so well. Is it's a great adaptation on its own, and the Muppets add their own flavor by being funny when it is time to be funny, but heartfelt when it is time to be heartfelt.
Yes.
Some of my favorite Muppets from this movie. Actually, I guess we shouldn't jump around too much. We should actually probably start with the plot, just in case you've actually never seen this movie.
The Christmas Carol,
which you should have. You should have seen this movie because it's great. But also, I'm sure everyone and their mom knows Christmas Carol. But just in case, for anyone out there who's never seen it, we should kind of give them a play-by-play. But I did want to just real quick add in there before we did that one of my favorite non-traditional Muppets, at least I don't think he's a traditional Muppet, is the ghost of Christmas Present. I love him. He's so good. Know me better, man. Did I already say that? It's like, oh my God. I know that's the line. That's what he's supposed to say from the book, but it's just done so well. And the Muppet design is really good. You've got this giant man, this giant creature man with his long red hair, and I don't know, he just looks so good, and he's larger than life, and then he shrinks down, but he's still big, it's just good. It's just good.
I like, my favorite joke with that is, he keeps, forgetting things. He's very forgetful, and Scrooge says, "You're a little absent-minded, Spirit," and he says, "No, I'm a large absent-minded Spirit."
Yes!
And it's like,
he's like, ha ha ha! And then, I think that's a moment where, Scrooge does also kind of laugh a little, like, you're funny.
That sequence is where he starts to change a little bit more, I guess.
Yes, he grows. He grows better for it.
Here, okay, I'll real quick.
Yeah, run down quick synopsis in case you've never seen Christmas Carol.
This is a story about Ebenezer Scrooge. He's a rich guy and he's an asshole, and he's yeah. I guess God or whoever is like, I'm gonna make this guy's such an asshole that I need to intervene. I need to send the literal spirit of Christmas into this guy's home to convert this guy, I guess,
into being less of an asshole.
Yeah. And
I like how they do it. I like how they do that, inviting him into the whole, like, hey, this is gonna happen. I love that the Bob Marley.
Yeah, I mean, that is one of them is Robert Marley.
I never got that joke. That was one of the new things I got from this time around, because you pointed that out to me, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I never noticed that.
He is told by the ghosts of his like former business partners, Jacob and Robert Marley. Which in the original book, I think it's just Jacob Marley.
Jacob Marley.
But it's Statler and Waldorf are the Muppets playing them.
Which is such great casting.
And so because there's two of them, the second one is named Robert, which is, probably a joke about Bob Marley, the musician.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And that song is a banger.
Yeah.
The Marley and Marley. Whoa!
Yeah. I like that was one part where they're like talking about how like remember when we threw out we evicted all the orphans from the orphanage.
Yeah, remember them and their frostbitten teddy bears?
And then but then they don't, because they're laughing, but then they don't laugh. They go like, ugh. like they're like they kind of like get like, to kind of just stare into the distance for a second, because it's like yeah, they're in hell, and they're remembering like, oh yeah, that's why we're in hell.
Oh yeah, that is why we're in hell.
So it's like this little moment of like sincerity,
which I know that we did joke about a little bit towards the end of the movie, when he's like going, thank you Marley, thank you Jacob, whatever.
Oh yeah, but he looks up.
He looks up like, when he says it.
No, you should probably be looking down.
You should be looking down, bro. And they do descend down. I do love that.
Unless, I don't know, did they get points for helping convert him? Maybe they get a ticket out of hell.
I did like that at the end of that sequence, though, the song sequence, when they're like, oh, Marley and Marley. When they're going back down, they go down the stairs. And I thought that was really good. I'm like, oh yeah, it is kind of suddenly showing, these guys are going back to hell. They're going down, not up.
I mean, they're getting pulled down there by a bunch of chains. Yeah.
And I love that the chains are Muppets, too.
Yeah, there's
the chain boxes have faces on them.
Yeah, I've never even understood. You kind of see those in older things where there's just little boxes attached to the chains. Maybe they're just weights, I guess, to hold it down. I never understood why they're there.
There's probably some significance from it, but yeah, I don't know why either.
But yeah, and so then he starts getting visited by the ghosts. First Ghost of Christmas Past shows up, and I guess is basically just there to remind him that he used to not be such an asshole. Yeah,
you were once a child and young adult, and you weren't completely, rude then.
And he met a girl, and they fell in love, but then I guess he just got so obsessed with his business that she left him.
Ruined the relationship. Also, that Muppet, not the lady. He wasn't in love with a Muppet, although cool if so. The Muppet of Christmas Past. I hate that one.
Yeah, she's
such a freaky looking thing. I don't like the baby doll.
It's an uncanny valley kind of like child. Yeah.
I think they were trying to go for like a.
I think I remember
like a porcelain doll kind of Muppet.
Yeah, she's like a doll. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like it. It's.
But
uncanny.
I actually remember when I used to watch this. Like, we had it on VHS tape, and, I was watching it on a VHS tape, and on, an old CRT TV. I think back when I watched it like that, I couldn't tell that it was a Muppet. I thought it was a real person. I thought it was just a girl playing it.
I remember you were
because it was, blurry. But yeah, now seeing it in HD, I'm like, oh yeah, that's obviously a puppet. But yeah, like, she's almost real looking, especially when it's a low resolution.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see how that could how that could look like that.
Yeah.
I absolutely could. Creepy as fuck design though. Don't like it. Not a fan of that one.
And then he gets visited by the Ghost of Christmas Present, who,
The
as I
best
said,
one.
is the big guy. Is his name Better Man? Is that I never really understood the Know Me Better Man. I don't really understand.
I mean, that is the line.
It's just an old English thing.
Know me better, man. You know,
I don't know. I guess. It just, yeah. Anyway, yeah. And then he basically is like, "Hey, look, people have fun on Christmas. You should maybe try it. Give it a try instead of being a little piece of shit or whatever, just being miserable."
No, I want to hear the Ghost of Christmas Present, that specific one, say, "Stop being a shit."
Yeah, maybe just stop sitting around eating your slice of cheese in your dark house. You have like $1 bajillion. You could have like a
I do think that
meal.
is an interesting take on it too, because he is wealthy, but
he lives in this like shitty house. Like,
very
well, I mean, it's
frugal.
like a big like mansion, but it's like dirty and dark.
And as Gonzo points out, you know, that he liked it better that way, you know, not lighting the lamps because that cost money, you know, and stuff like that. So
he only has like one candle.
Yeah. And he does it, I think, because it's the idea of having
he
all
just
that
wants
money.
to save money.
He doesn't want to lose any of it. Yeah, he wants to hold on to it.
And then he also shows him Bob Cratchit's home, who is his like main manager employee guy, who works under him. He shows him his home and his family, and he has a little son, Tiny Tim, who is sick, and is probably going to die because it's the 1800s, so that's just what kids do.
You know, if your kid had like, just like, you know, anything.
Yeah, you know, that's why they have a bunch. Also, Bob Cratchit is Kermit, and his wife is Miss Piggy, and it's funny that their boy children are frogs and their girl children are pigs.
Yeah,
I don't know how that works, but whatever.
I like the joke in that the two girls are, I guess, twins, and Bettina and Belinda. I think
and Miss Piggy
names.
can't tell the difference.
Yeah, I'm Bettina. I'm Belinda. Whatever.
Yeah, she's just whatever. I don't care.
I just thought that was funny.
And then you know, that kind of touches Scrooge, opens him up a little more. He's like, "Oh, you know, they don't have money, but they love each other," and all that.
Yeah.
And then the third ghost, it's Ghost of Christmas Future. Which I do think it's funny when you get to that point. Gonzo and Rizzo, who have been there narrating everything, they're like, "Oh, this is too spooky for us. We're out of here. See ya."
We'll see you in the finale.
Which I think is both, it's funny, and then it also makes those scenes more intense because they've been there with you for the whole movie, and now they're gone.
Yeah.
You're just by yourself, or you know.
And they're not bothering, but you know, they're not adding in.
They're not adding little
comedic,
jokes. Yeah.
That is the serious part of the movie.
Yeah.
Where Scrooge is like, you know, hearing these people talk about
the only
this
jokes,
unnamed man.
The only
who's
jokes
dead.
in that part are people joking about him being dead.
Yeah, and I think he secretly knows it, but he's like, "Spirit, who are they talking about so callously?"
Like, what do you think?
Like, I think he knows, but he's like,
but he's in denial.
Yeah, he's in denial, and he's like, "Tell me, I'll be haunted by that conversation for the rest of my life. You know, please show me some kindness."
Which I do also like. Yeah, the Ghost of Christmas Future is like, again, as seeing this as a kid, that's definitely something that like stuck with me forever.
Yeah,
is that the design of it is so cool because it is basically kind of a Grim Reaper style. It's a guy in a hood. You don't see his face. He's not a skeleton. He does have like hands with skin on them, which actually makes it creepier, I think. It would be more goofy if it was skeleton hands, I think. It's weirder that he just has normal hands.
Normal hands.
But then also his like proportions are really weird. It's like his arms are like super long or something.
Yeah,
like
it does kind of have really
like when you see him
proportions.
move, like his elbows are down like below his waist almost, like, and then he's always pointing too because he doesn't talk, and he's just always pointing.
That's probably why in a design in a design element,
to have the long arms.
It was probably for that purpose.
Just emphasizing the movement. They're like, this guy points a lot, so yeah, I think that's a really cool design as well.
I do too. And it's funny though. I will say the Ghost of Christmas future, looking like the Grim Reaper. I would love to give the Muppets credit for that kind of design, but I think that's kind of woven in to the story, because I also grew up watching the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol, and that one also had like a dark robed figure who looked kind of like the Grim Reaper, and it was played by Pete. Pete was the scary guy. But I will say, to the credit of the
and it looks like that's pretty much how it's been since
since
the original
Inception
came out.
But
actually, the Muppets one seems, I think, pretty faithful
to that design,
to the original illustrations, because he has the human hand and then he's just a cloak basically. But I will say, to the Muppets, credit, the design is still really good, because like you said, like they went ahead and they made the like long kind of arms, so that way when he does point, it is very menacing, very, I don't know, very pointed. It just makes sense, it just works. So I will definitely give it props for the design, because even though the large cloak itself may not necessarily be like an original design, I honestly feel like a lot of the ghosts are probably, pretty similar to but they're just
all of the adaptations, but
they're just done well.
They're all executed very well, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, they're all executed very well.
Which I think that also applies to really a lot of the production in this. Like the streets of this are like really iconic to me, just the city streets and like all the the shops and stuff that they walk past and everything. It's like, it all looks really cool.
I would agree. I would 100% agree.
It's like, and it's like they make things look a little cartoonish, but like not too much, so it does still just look like things have to be different proportions for the Muppets to like kind of move around and make sense. But for the most part, it does just look like you're watching a movie that takes place in the 1800s, because that's what it is. And then after that, Scrooge wakes up on Christmas morning and he's like, I'm gonna be a new man, and he goes around. He basically organizes a big feast at Bob Cratchit's house, and is gonna be nice to people and give people money.
Yay!
And Tiny Tim doesn't die.
I do love that they emphasize that.
Gonzo emphasizes that.
Actually, and going to how we were talking about the original text, I think that also is something in the original text, because somebody like shared a page of it or something one point at some time, and the "not" is all capitalized. Tiny Tim did not die. So I think even Dickens was like, yep, he did not die. But take that with a big grain of salt, because I can't remember if that was actually true or not, but I recall seeing that somewhere. But I do love the delivery all the same. Just Gonzo very like pointedly looking at the camera.
Rizzo's is like, woo! Or something. Wouldn't want to end this on a bummer.
No, sucks.
And that's it. It's just a very simple, heartwarming story.
Yeah, and there's some musical interludes, obviously, in this, Muppet Christmas Carol, because the Muppets are no stranger to, musical numbers. They have many of them throughout their show and stuff. So I was glad that they retained music in this. I think it's a lot of fun. The beginning, when you were talking about the like Beauty and the Beast song that they do.
There goes Mr. Humbug.
There goes Mr. whatever.
Grimm.
Yeah, I think it is Grimm. But I actually said that to you when we were watching it. I was like, man, this reminds me of Beauty and the Beast. And you're like, what? And I was like, yeah, it's kind of like the Beauty and the Beast song with Bella. Instead of them going, she's weird, they're going, he's an asshole. Which, I don't know. Did Beauty and the Beast come out before this? No, it came after.
Maybe
well, because this was 92. This came before that.
Beauty and the Beast.
The Beauty and the Beast
91.
was... Oh, okay. So maybe they did. I forgot Beauty and the Beast was 91.
But I mean, that's just a pretty common, like, musical kind of thing anyway.
Yeah.
Is you have a song introducing the protagonist.
It could have gone anywhere, but it does remind me of that. Yeah, it does remind me of that.
For things around that time, it's similar,
And also, speaking of people saying he's an asshole, that is kind of a funny thing throughout the movie. I do think it's funny that Scrooge ends up hearing people talk shit about him. Because, like, his nephew, I think it is, because his nephew, earlier in the movie, invites him to have Christmas dinner with him and his wife. And he was like,
like,
wife, why'd you ever get married? And he was like, because I fell in love. And he was like, humbug, that whole shit.
But they're playing like 20 questions, basically.
Yes, when he visits in the present and he sees that.
And they're like, oh, it's, it's an unwanted creature. It's not a rat or a cockroach or something. It must be Ebenezer Scrooge. And you're like, haha, exactly. Yeah.
And he's like, damage taken.
And I mean, obviously he must know people don't like him, but he doesn't cared about it before. But I think it's because, I guess, at that point he's kind of he's getting into the Christmas spirit, and then he's kind of getting reminded, oh, right, nobody likes me.
Oh, fuck. Shit. That's what this feeling is.
He's like, this is why I'm alone.
Oh, shit. This is called regret.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. But, we could circle the drain talking about how funny this movie is, the plot of this movie. We could circle the drain for hours talking about the Muppets specifically of this portion, for sure.
The history of the Muppets.
The history of the Muppets and everything.
We could talk about how this was the first movie made after Jim Henson died.
That's right.
Our first Muppet production in general.
Yeah, and Steve Whitmire. Steve Whitmire was Kermit. Yeah, anyway, we could circle the drain for hours talking about that. But what we need to start discussing is just how 90s is this 1800s movie. This movie set in the 1800s. Yeah. How 90s?
Let me bring up our list of previous movies again for comparison.
Good idea.
Because I don't know.
Yeah. Before we started this, I was telling you, I was like, I really don't know how 90s this is going to be. I really have no idea.
Is this the first... Oh my gosh, is this the first movie that we've watched that doesn't take place in modern day?
Is it? Hang on. Yeah.
Space Jam, Wereback, TMNT, Mrs. Doubtfire, Sixth Sense, Casper, Signs of the Lambs, Slappy and the Snickers. Those all took place in the modern day, basically.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
That is true. That is true.
This takes place in the 1800s in London.
This is our first... mostly not 90s
It's also
setting.
the first one that doesn't technically take place in America, even though I think it was made in America. But it's crazy. But anyway, so I guess it's not going to really get 90s points for
the setting.
Yeah,
it does not get any 90s points for the setting.
Nobody has, what's 90s stuff we always talk about? Nobody's on a skateboard, or people aren't wearing 90s fashion.
Nobody's
obviously.
wearing flannel. I don't know. Did we determine if flannel was was
kinda,
90s?
I guess. Yeah. Grunge. Yeah.
Our understanding of 90s fashion has progressed each episode. We've learned a little bit more and more. We know it's a little bit more grunge, a little bit more subdued. It's not super colorful. There are colorful aspects, but in terms of wardrobe, it's not super colorful.
So if this is going to get points, it would be more in the making of the movie, not so much what's in the movie. I guess really what it's going to come down to is how 90s are the Muppets.
Yeah, I agree. Because this could end up being our lowest 90s score yet because of the setting and everything, and if the Muppets themselves aren't inherently 90s, because they aren't 90s. The Muppet Show was in the 80s.
Yeah, and I mean, you could say the Muppets are a timeless thing at this point.
Just
at this point, I would say
Looney Tunes were for Space Jam.
Like we talked about in Space Jam, yeah. Yeah, where Looney Tunes have been around forever, but I think that, when we talked about Looney Tunes, we kind of talked about how the 90s were a cartoon kind of renaissance. And
they definitely had a part of that.
And
they
the Looney Tunes
were
were around for
a
that.
big presence in the 90s, yeah.
There was Looney Tunes reboot. There wasn't what was it called? The Baby Tunes? What was the name of that?
Not Tiny Tunes.
Well,
actually, yeah,
Tiny Tunes.
Yeah, Tiny Tunes did. Yeah, because they went to Acme University.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I almost might know that theme song. Oh my gosh, it just started going through my head. But I was thinking of the Muppet Babies version of that, because I feel they did have a Muppet Baby version, but I can't remember
There's
it.
something about the 90s where they were reboot it and make them babies.
They did, because Granny was the one who was the parent overseeing them. Oh gosh, I can't remember. Was it just Muppet Looney Tunes? Is that what they called it? Or not Muppet Looney Tunes? Baby Looney Tunes? I don't remember.
No, it was called Muppet Babies.
the Muppet version of that was called Muppet Babies, yes. But the Looney Tunes had a baby cartoon.
Was it not Tiny Toons?
Well, Tiny Toons was that, but there was also a Looney Tunes as babies though. Like they were wearing diapers just like the Muppet Babies, and Granny was taking care of them.
Hold on.
Sylvester was a baby.
We gotta take a little sidetrack. What was the Looney Tunes Babies thing?
There it is.
It was just called Baby Looney Tunes.
Okay.
That's from 2002.
Okay.
I think I'm just thinking of... Maybe I was just thinking of Muppet Babies.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. But that was their kind of version of Muppet Babies, was that. But Tiny Toons would kind of count for that too, I guess.
Anyway. Because then I'm wondering... Because in the 90s we had this movie and the Treasure Island, and we also had Muppets from Space in 99.
That's true. We did
I don't think I've seen that one.
I actually have. I only saw it one time.
I've heard it's like okay.
Mm-hmm. I saw it at like something kind of similar to the like theater grill that we have near our place, where you would eat food and you would watch the movie.
Also, Muppet Babies ran from 1984 to 1991, like 7 years.
Wow. I didn't realize it had that many episodes.
I guess that's more of an 80s thing, but a little 90s. Yeah, and what about other... Okay, animated... There's Dog City. That was the Jim Henson thing, I guess. I don't know. There's Muppets Tonight in 1996. I don't know. So I don't know. I feel like the 90s were maybe...
It's iffy.
Kind of iffy for the Muppets.
It's iffy.
They were around, but it wasn't as big as just cartoons.
And I did know of them.
Yeah, they were always kind of around as a cultural thing. You know, everybody generally knows who Kermit is.
But I will also say
Kermit is, probably as recognizable as Mickey Mouse or something like that.
Yeah, Kermit is iconic. He's up there with like Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse as like iconic figures of popular media. But yeah, I was just gonna say is I think though, as a kid growing up in the 90s, I think I probably had more of an understanding of the Looney Tunes because they played it a lot and I saw it more often.
Yeah, and result. It's like...
and so I knew more about Bugs Bunny, I guess, and co. were more present to me in the 90s than I guess I could argue the Muppets were.
Because really,
but I knew
most of the presence that the Muppets had in the 90s was
movies.
This movie and Treasure Island.
Yes. Which Treasure Island I didn't see until I think I watched it with you. Okay. If I remember correctly.
But yeah, I think those being, probably when they got released on VHS, I think were probably around a lot.
Played it on TV. I probably did watch Muppet Christmas Carol. Gosh, at least once on TV.
I imagine. Sure. I was trying to find numbers on it, but they don't really seem to. They just have like the box office numbers. I couldn't really find numbers on the like sales of home video, but I imagine it must have been pretty good. But anyway. Yeah, so I guess are the Muppets, they're like a little 90s?
Yeah, I would say they would get some points for being popular in the 90s as movie staples, but, well, not even really movie staples, but they still made some movies that did garner some good attention in the 90s, so there are points to be had for that. But not as much as the Looney Tunes, I would say, for Space Jam.
Not as much as Space Jam,
yeah. And I know we already are definitely working against with the setting being in the 1800s. Like, that does not do them any favors. Would there be anything in, like, the dialogue? Anything
That's what I was thinking.
The jokes?
Like, is the humor...
A little bit more 90s or not?
It feels kind of 90s. I mean, again, it's the Muppets and they seem kind of timeless. But then again, I would even say that the Muppets have always seemed kind of ahead of the time.
Which that was always, sadly something working against Jim Henson is he was so forward thinking that it took a while for people to catch up. You know, and they were like, oh yeah, this is really good. So yeah, he was an innovator. So that I guess would make sense.
Because I mean, just thinking about, again, with Gonzo and Rizzo being our narrators, the way that they talk and interact and stuff feels pretty 90s to me.
I could maybe see that argument.
I mean, it's even like, because this also makes me think of like Princess Bride, which is an 80s movie, and I feel like the people in that movie almost talk like modern day. That's where it's like I feel like that movie could have been made this year, you know, like, and it wouldn't be that out of place. I mean, maybe it would, because movies are different now, but you know what I mean. So it's like, and I guess does being timeless mean that it doesn't get points for being 90s, or does it get points because the 90s are part of time?
They are part of time. Whew, what a dilemma. I guess I would be middle ground on it, where I would say like, yes, you could make the excuse that it's timeless.
Like, okay, I guess the way to think about it is, could you see this movie in the 80s? Could you see this movie coming out in the 80s? I mean, no, literally, you couldn't see it in the 80s because it didn't exist. But could you imagine it coming out in the 80s?
That's a good question. Could I?
I
Maybe? I hate to say it in this way, but because it feels old, then I would be like, yeah, I could see it coming out then, because it's old. But I too am old.
I feel like it's a little iffy, but I would say maybe no. Yeah. And then I'm thinking about, could you see this movie coming out in the 2000s? And I think, like, definitely not. I don't know if that's just me. Like, I feel like if this movie came out in the 2000s, it would be, like, very different, is what I feel like. Yeah. So in that way, I feel like that must mean there's something, the je ne sais quoi. There must be something that makes it feel a little 90s to me.
Because to that point, though, I guess, you know, playing on what you were talking, could you then see this? Yes, it did come out in the 90s, but could you see it?
Could I imagine this movie coming out in the 90s? I guess so. It did. It did.
But not knowing that, say we didn't know when this came out. Say we weren't doing a 90s podcast. Say if we were just a movie podcast and we had to guess what year this movie came out. Would you guess
It 90s? Is funny. I think I would guess the 90s, but I think I would guess later in the 90s.
You would?
I don't know if that makes any sense.
See, I
guess because, again, it just always feels ahead of its time. I would guess that this came out in, like, 1999 or something, maybe.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
Because it really just doesn't feel like 80s.
This is a complete tangent, but I just remembered a Muppet thing. Wait, no, I didn't. I was gonna say, I remember another time the Muppets adapted something. Was it a Looney Tunes thing? No. I was gonna say, I remember a time when the Muppets adapted something else. I was gonna be like, oh, there was also this thing. What year did that come out? And then I remembered, oh, no, it's not Muppets. Because this has always been a problem for me growing up. Like, I thought this movie was a Muppet movie forever because of a short that played in the beginning, like before it. There was like a Cinderella movie. And so I always thought that Muppets did a Cinderella movie, but they played a song, Kokomo. The Muppets did like a performance of Kokomo before that movie. Like, it was like on the VHS copy of it. It came out with I Swear. That, or like it aired on TV.
Yeah, I feel like everybody our age probably remembers the Muppets cover of Kokomo.
Yep. And it was great. It was a good cover. But because of that, I've always linked the two together. And we're like, oh, it was Muppet Cinderella. No, it wasn't. So yeah, my bad. Sorry for that tangent, but I was going to be like, oh, what year did that come out? And then I remembered mid-thought that it did not exist in the way I thought it did. But yeah, I guess I can see what you mean, though, about this movie. Like, you can see it coming in the night, like coming out in that time.
Yeah, like, I can't point to specific examples, but it has a feel.
Maybe the reason why it feels like it does, like, feel like intrinsically 90ness to you, is because the other Muppet movies that we know of, I know you didn't watch Muppets in Space when it came out, but they were movies in the 90s that we saw advertised, at least, if nothing else. Like, we at least saw advertisements for them if we didn't watch them. Because, like I said, I also don't think I saw Muppet Treasure Island, even though I did see Muppets in Space. I did see that one. But I am almost certain that you and I probably would have at least seen trailers for both of those movies, whether we saw them or not. Same with this movie. Regardless of how often we might have watched it during the holiday season growing up, we knew it existed. And so maybe in our minds, because we also were alive in the 90s and children in the 90s, it maybe sticks into our minds as more of a 90s property as a result. Now, granted, that doesn't speak to it feeling more latter 90s, I guess, but, still, those movies came out in the 90s. So I could say, yeah, that I think I know where you're coming from. Like, if I had to guess where that was rooted, that's my thought. That's where I would think it was rooted in.
Okay. So let's start talking numbers.
Okay. Well, before we do, music. What? The music 90s? I know that the Muppets did not originate this. Like, this wasn't like... Or I guess, or rather, I should say this wasn't like a 90s thing per se, but the fact that this is a musical of sorts, it does kind of lean into...
Makes me think of the Disney 90s cartoons. This was also the first thing after, I think, Disney bought the Muppets? Or they partnered with them. Well, because maybe they hadn't bought them at this point, but this was published by Disney.
Yeah, I know that was one of the last things that Jim was involved in, was the whole letting Disney... acquire Muppets and stuff like that. There was a whole situation with that. So I don't know how long it took necessarily for them to acquire it, but yeah.
Produced by Disney.
Okay. But yeah, it does remind me of, those Disney musicals, because we grew up in the 90s watching Disney musicals from the Renaissance, Because they were not, thinking of, well, no, that's a lie, because Disney movies did... prior to the 90s have the musical elements. I was about to say that was something in the Renaissance.
The 90s ones definitely established like a
precedent for it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, because there were more musical numbers, because or you could make the argument that they did capitalize more on music in the films in the 90s, because if I had to search my brain, at least starting with Snow White. No, there were a good couple. Never mind. I forget what I was going to say, because I was about to go, I think there was only like one song in that. But I remembered.
I would say this definitely... there were more. I would say this definitely follows kind of the format of a animated Disney movie in a way. Yeah. Of you have these, music video scenes where there's just a song going on that's, at certain points in the plot. And we did liken it to the Belle... the whole thing. I know you said that that's not necessarily new to either of those things, the intro song about a character. Maybe at some points. So so we can add that to our calculation. Possibly some 90s points for the music. So where are we thinking? Okay, let's look at We're Back, a Dinosaur Story. Is this more or less 90s than that? Or is it the same? Oh, gosh. Yeah, because, the We're Back is one of our lower... It is the lowest score. What about The Sixth Sense and Silence of the Lambs? I bet this is a comparison that has never been made. What do you think? That's right. Yeah, Silence of the Lambs was our actual lowest one. And Sixth Sense, they were tied with 93. I forgot about that. Well, because, Sixth Sense, I remember, if I recall correctly, we had... like a timeless situation. That one felt kind of timeless. It felt timeless. I think Silence of the Lambs scored lower because it felt more 80s. Yes, I think so. But also was a little timeless. I don't know. Because Silence of the Lambs felt more, it had that kind of grungy, dirty 80s-ness to it. But anyway. I agree. Muppet Christmas Carol, I would say, so I'm feeling like at least a 94. I feel like it is. I feel like it's at least comparable to We're Back. Yeah. Because that wasn't very 90s, I feel like. Yeah, because I was just going to say, I do feel like it was more 90s than Silence of the Lambs and Sixth Sense. So will we think a 95? I'm thinking because I do also think that it is more 90s than We're Back to a degree. Yeah, and maybe it's because I like this movie more than I like We're Back, and that's why I'm like, I wanted to get a bigger number. It's a point for being good. Yeah, you get one more point. Being good is a 90s thing. No, it's not. Let's be honest. There was some bad movies in the 90s. Like We're Back. Yeah, it was okay. It was fun. Sloppy and the Stickers, sorry. Hey! Sloppy and the Stickers was so good! Shut up! That is our second highest. 98! Let's go! But yeah, I would say... Second to 95, it's right in the middle. I would say lowest I would go would be 94.5.
And then if we're gonna add decimals,
no, we're not doing decimals.
No decimals. Okay,
we're not doing months.
Yeah,
months.
We're rounding up.
This one is April 1994. I don't know.
That's funny. I would say lowest
like
I could give it would be 94. Highest I feel like 95 because 96.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be higher than that. I feel like it's.
What was our
Casper?
Solid. Casper was our 96. That's definitely more 90s.
Yeah.
Casper is definitely more because I think it takes place in the 90s, so that immediately has an advantage over it.
It does. Yeah, the setting was more 90s.
Okay. I'm thinking 95 is our first 95.
Ooh. I know you wanted to collect them all.
Right. That also kind of motivated me. I was like, we don't have a 95 yet.
I remember when I was.
Do we have one of each now? No, we don't have a 1 or a 2.
Yeah. Or a 0. We don't have a 1990.
90, right. I kind of forget that that's an option.
That is an option. Because, what was TMNT again? Hang on, let me look at your list. 97. Yeah, we thought that one, even though I feel like it is kind of weird going back. I'll have to listen to it again.
Also, Rain calling me out for slandering Slappy and the Stinkers during the holidays.
You tell him, Rain. You tell him. Boo! Boo! You're allowed your own opinion, but boo! Not when it's the wrong one. But I was gonna say Casper does have some 80s vibes, but it definitely has a lot of 90s vibes. That is for sure.
I think like Casper has a lot more of the like kind of, I don't know, like it definitely has like the gross out humor that I would associate more with the 90s.
Yeah.
Which this one doesn't really.
Does not have. It does not have.
This one is more clean, which weirdly is also a thing I could associate with the 90s. I could associate both like really gross out humor and more like clean humor with the 90s.
Right. There's a little bit of column A, column B.
Like two extremes.
But yeah, I agree. I think 95 is 95, a good number.
Right?
I do.
Wait, is that technically in the middle? Because if 90 isn't clear, that means it's 90, 91, 93, 94.
So yeah, it's a little bit over halfway.
It's a little more close to
a
little above the middle point.
Yeah. And I feel like I do feel like 95 is fine. I do think it's fine for that. In terms of a review score, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
20 out of 10. One of the best movies ever made. I'll say it.
This is one of those movies that I would consider basically like a perfect movie.
Yeah, it's just really good.
It's up there with Mad Max Fury Road and
two very different movies, but they got the same feel, you know.
And I don't know, Spider-Man 2. Yep.
Spider-Man 2.
A perfect movie. Spider-Man 2. That's right. You heard me. No,
Here, Ergo's opinions loud and clear. Here, we're learning about it.
Alien and Aliens, both perfect movies. Anyway,
So, speaking of movies, whose turn is it to pick? I picked Christmas Carol, right? Was that me? Or was that you?
I picked it.
Oh, that was you.
Because you picked Slappy and the Stinker.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I picked Slappy.
Okay.
Yeah. What do I want?
Are we picking for the new? And this will be the first one of the next year.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I don't remember if we mentioned this will be our last episode of 2025.
Whoa.
I'm assuming, unless we do like a real last minute one.
Earlier I was pushing to talk about Wacko's Wish because I want us actually literally after we're done after we're done recording this, I was like, you want to watch Wacko's Wish? Because it's a holiday movie and I haven't seen it in so long and I love the Animaniacs. If we feel compelled to make an episode out of it, maybe we will. If we don't, we don't. So I won't choose that. I won't force us to do it. Unless. No. Okay. But what do I want to watch? Oh, you know what? I do know what I want to watch.
Oh.
I do know what I want to watch.
What?
I saw it come up and I'm like, you know what?
Where?
That's the one. I want to watch Matilda.
Matilda,
because isn't that another one you haven't seen?
Matilda. I think I've seen it like once and I don't really remember it.
Oh God, I've seen it 50 million times. Let's go.
Matilda, 1996.
Freaking love Matilda.
Danny DeVito, Mara Wilson.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Rhea Perlman? Is she related to...
Oh, Rhea? I don't know.
Is she related to Ron Perlman? No, I'm curious. She's married to Danny DeVito.
Oh, that's so funny. That's right. Yeah, they play a couple in the movie too.
Oh, that's funny.
That's so funny.
As far as I can tell, no relation to Ron Perlman.
Interesting.
And I'm just like, really?
Yeah, you really?
I guess multiple people can be named Perlman.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You know, I was actually kind of laughing, not about that specifically, but earlier when you were talking about Jerry Jewell, the name is spelled differently, but because I'm a diehard Yu Yu Hakusho fan, and also because I watched a lot of Funimation growing up, for anime dubs and whatnot, Jerry Jules, if I remember correctly, it's spelled differently. It's like, I think Jules as in like the word jewel. He is a voice actor, and he voices Jin, I am pretty sure, in Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh.
And he voices various characters in other shows that I've watched, and so I'm always like, that's Jerry, that's him. It's Jerry Jules. I'm almost certain of it.
See,
Watch me be completely wrong.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I want to look up, is he actually Australian? No, he's American.
Yeah,
okay.
no.
Just because Jin in Yu Yu Hakusho's character with a very thick Australian accent.
Yeah. And also, yay, Rain, you love Matilda. Yes.
Yeah, all right.
We might have to watch that on the Discord then. We might have to.
Be
maybe.
watching another 90s classic next year.
So, of course, I pick a more family-centered picture. So does that mean that you're going to go crazy and go grunge and crass? I don't know.
Not all of my choices are like...
Or not grunge and crass. What I really
horror.
meant to say was, more adrenaline inducing.
Hey, I chose this movie.
Yes,
I chose Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh, and you also likened it to Mad Max. So I see. You see, this is a thriller movie.
Not all of my choices are like that, because I'm also tempted to, whenever it gets around to my turn, to pick something like Jumanji.
Oh, yeah.
Or like... I know I wanted to do Addams Family back during the Halloween times. We'll save that for next Halloween. We have so many options for next Christmas time. We still got Home Alone.
I will say, as much as I do want to watch Matilda, did you want to try to sneak another holiday movie in? No? Okay. I just wanted to make sure. On Independence Day, we need to watch Independence Day. Yeah, honestly, that is necessary.
We got to do that when it gets to July. So look forward to that. Oh man, Terminator 2.
Oh my god.
But no, can't watch Terminator 1. Only Terminator 2.
There's another movie on that list that is specifically a sequel because we can't watch the first one, and I can't remember off the top
I forget,
what it is, but
yeah, that will be very funny to watch like a sequel without watching the first one.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a fun experience.
Yeah, maybe that's something, hey, for our friends that are on the Discord channel, maybe we'll watch the first movie and not the sequel.
No, we can't watch. We can only watch movies from the 90s. Sorry.
So on the Discord.
That's the rule. Yeah. In our personal lives, we can only watch 90s content. It's our curse. That's the premise of the podcast now.
Oh, I see.
We've been cursed by the movie gods.
But you know who I hope is not cursed? All of you. I hope no ghosts have to come and remind you not to be an asshole. I hope that just intrinsically you are all good people, and I'm sure you all are. Hopefully.
You will be visited by the ghosts of 90s past, present, and future? What does that mean?
No, I'm just saying I hope in general.
I'm just saying. I'm saying I was asking myself, what does that mean? I was like, Ergo, what does that mean?
I don't know, Ergo.
Like the 1890s, the 1990s, and the 2090s.
See, now I
Hey, wait a second. Hold on. Did Christmas Carol come out in the 1890s? That would be so funny if it did. I didn't even think of that.
Oh, God, yeah. What year did that come out?
When did A Christmas Carol come out? 1843. Damn.
No!
That would have been so funny if it came out in 1890.
Come on.
Anyway,
How
come
dare
on,
they?
Charles Dickens. You could have waited 50 years.
Jeez. How dare you miss out on the joke there.
Yeah.
But as I was trying to be heartfelt.
Oh, yeah, sorry. What? Yeah. Sorry, I was
trying to
doing
say
a bit.
that I hope that none of you guys are cursed, because I'm sure you're all good people at heart. And you know what? That's what the season is all about, is having goodness in your heart and sharing it with those that you love the most. So from Ergo and I both, bits aside, we hope that you can spend it with yours, all that make you happy, all your friends and your family that you love the most. we hope that you get to spend all that time with them. And thank you for spending some of the time with us, you know, whether it's during the holidays or you're watching this in the middle of July. Like, you know, hey, thank you for spending time with us as well. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
And remember, light the lamp, not the rat. Light the lamp, not the rat. Bye!
Bye! Oh, I gotta go dig up my bag of jelly beans.